Hi Heather, my name's Dylan, and I'm going to be working with you on orientation mobility today.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I want to know that we're going to travel as fast as you need to go, and as slow as we need to go, so that you're able to learn the skills here today. And the skills we're going to be working on is the human guide, reversing directions, switching sides from one side to the other, walking through narrow spaces.
Okay.
That's our first lesson of many different lessons that we're going to be doing. But since this is your introduction to orientation mobility, that's what we have set for today. Okay. Could you please introduce yourself? Because we're videotaping. That's the reason.
Okay. Yes, I'm Heather Harn.
Heather?
Yes.
And what eye condition do you currently have right now? Are you low vision? Are you total?
Legally blind.
Legally blind?
Yes.
I do not have an eye condition currently right now. Some people might think I should have one, a mental condition, but that's otherwise said. And if you're not comfortable with the camera at any point, just let us know.
Okay.
I will be more than happy to turn it off. But we're doing this because I'm finishing my degree in orientation mobility.
Okay.
Now, part of traveling or traveling independently is getting to know the basic steps or the foundation to build up your skills. And the first thing we're going to talk about is human guide. It used to be called sighted guide, but the terminology was changed to human guide because sight dogs can provide you guide. Just various things could provide you guide. It's specific to the fact that it's human guide. And the first thing I'm going to do is ask you if you'd like human guide. Okay. So can I give you human guide?
Yes.
Okay. And first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the back of your hand.
Okay.
Okay. Me tapping the back of your hand is giving you spatial awareness of where my hand is. You're going to follow my my arm all the way up past my elbow, and making a C with your thumb and your hand. You're going to make a C here, and you're going to place this right above my elbow.
Okay.
Okay, and kind of grip, but not too hard because I don't want to lose circulation. Okay, so I'm tapping, you're going up, and it's right there.
Okay.
And this is called human guide. You're going to hold on to it just a little tighter, because at times when you're going to or using human guide, it's usually you just want to move a little quicker through an area or a space, and there's usually a little more traffic.
Okay.
So I don't want to be walking and all of a sudden us separate and I'm like, Heather, Marco, Paul. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is going to stay next to you, probably half step in front of you.
Okay.
And as I walk, you walk. And what you'll notice is when I turn, you'll feel my arm turn, and we're walking around. Okay? So we're kind of making a lot of different circles here. But this is pretty much the premise of human guide on there. And we'll be using this a couple times throughout the day. Okay, when we're moving each other, or we're moving from point A to point B until we get to your cave. Okay, go ahead and put your arm down. And the other important thing is at no point in time should anyone ever grab you. Because if someone grabs you, you don't know who's grabbing you at that time on there. Now, as we're traveling with you, I've got a little cheat sheet, I'm sorry. As we're traveling, there might come a point in time where we need to turn around and come back the other direction. And did you just remember how we made a big arcing circle?
Yes.
Sometimes the space is not permissible to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you for a human guide if you'd like it. So we're traveling, and if we're walking to a narrow area and we can't do the arc, we'll do the arc one time, just like so. This is a tight arc, and this is called the long arc. On here, I know we're just arcing away.
Okay.
But if we can't do that, what we're going to do is it's called the about face.
Okay.
Because orientation mobility started by the military, they use a lot of military terminology. So when I say the about face, you're gonna put your arm down, and we're going to turn so we're facing each other. So turn, so we're facing each other, and then we're going to turn again, so we're facing the other direction. Then you're going to, with your other arm, use sighted guide. So we'll go straight, then we'll do an about face, we'll look at each other, turn again, I'll find your arm, there it is.
Okay.
That's called reversing arm step. Okay? Are you pretty comfortable with that?
Yes.
So how do you feel about the human guide?
Good. I feel safe.
Feel safe, thank you. So the next what we're going to learn now is switching sides. And I know we're condensing this all in one little time, but we're trying to get to the next step. And I don't want this to last forever where you start to get tired.
Right.
So we're going to give you the basic information, then we'll put it to practice.
Okay.
Then we'll continue on and add a little more. So we've done human guide, we've done our reversing, or the otherwise called the about phase.
Mm-hmm.
And now what we're going to do is, I'm going to cheat again, switching sides.
Okay.
And switching sides basically means if I'm giving you human guide here,
Okay.
and we're walking, and at some point in time we cannot do the about face because the about face will take us to the opposite direction,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to get from my right side to my left side.
Okay.
And we need to do it safely.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're going to do is, at this point in time, you're going to take your other arm, your right arm,
Mm-hmm.
or your right hand, and reach over where your left hand is,
Okay.
on my elbow. Now you're going to take your left hand and follow my back
Okay.
till you get to my other elbow. So you're going to scrape it right along my back.
Okay.
So,
Is that right?
yep, then switch hands again, on there, then we're back over.
Okay.
Okay, so this is called switching sides. I didn't do these.
Okay.
So it's switching sides. So let's switch back on the other side.
Okay.
So we're here. Place your hand. Trace it to the elbow. There. Look, you're a pro. You can do it. Okay. So human guide is what? What's human guide? Tell me what you need to do for human guide.
What I need to do is
Yes.
just
If you were going to give someone directions to give you a human guide.
I would let them know that they needed to stand next to me
Okay.
and have their arm to where I could feel
Okay.
their hand. And then I would place my hand above the elbow in a C.
Okay.
And then I would move as they moved.
Okay. So you would tell them to walking.
So yes.
Okay. And then if we needed to do a reversal or an about face,
Yeah.
How would you do that?
That you would drop the hand
Uh-huh.
down and then turn to face
Uh-huh.
each other and then turn again
Uh-huh.
and then put your hand back with the C above the elbow.
Okay. Now, if you're in a crowded area and you need to turn, and you always, it's perfectly okay when you have human guide.
Mhm.
Go ahead and grab my elbow. That you remain connected during the turn, so that you don't ever stay disconnected.
Mhm.
So if we would do a reversal, turn toward me,
Mm-hmm.
then reach your other arm out and find my elbow, then we would turn again.
Okay.
So that way you're always connected. Now that's only if you feel and you're in a crowded area.
Oh.
Okay, there are some modifications. These modifications are more for you than what we like to teach. We like to go with the whole, this is it and this is how it works, but we also understand that the premise is orientation mobility for you to move gracefully and safely through and efficiently through your environment, getting you from point A to point B. And now we've done human guide, reversing directions, switching sides, and now we're going to go into narrow spaces.
Okay.
And can you name any areas in your work or in your home or workplace that's a narrow space?
A doorway.
A doorway, which so happens we're behind a doorway.
Right.
So us standing next to each other, because I have shoulders the size of a cow. Just getting through the door myself is difficult at times.
Right.
If you and I were standing side by side, it would be even more difficult. It wouldn't be safe because you'd end up running into something, or I would. So what we would do is I would give you a human guide, or ask you for a human guide.
Mm-hmm.
I would lead you to the door here, but what I would then do is turn my arm
Mm-hmm.
back and follow my arm to my wrist and follow directly behind me,
Okay.
like so. So we're able to go through the door like this. So then when we're clear, you're going to go back to human guide.
Okay.
So we'll try it again. We're getting to doorway.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and get you to a narrow space. We're going to go through. Then we're going to go back to human guide.
Okay.
Okay. So are you comfortable with all that?
Yes.
Okay. What we're going to do now is we're going to take a walk around your work environment
Okay.
here, so that you're a little comfortable. If anyone was to give you a human guide around here, that you have just a general idea of where you could use these things that we've learned.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you human guide after
Okay.
asking. So we're going to walk straight,
Okay.
and I'm going to give you directions here. So we're going through a hall or a cubicle area. Okay. So it's going to come to a narrow space right here. So I'm going to tell you it's a narrow space, pull my arm back,
Okay.
and we're going to go through a doorway. So then we're going to go human guide again. We're going to follow it there. And we're going to go down a hallway here. Like so. On there. Now as we're traveling, what we're going to do is we're going to travel as fast as you're comfortable with.
Okay.
Okay? So now we've reached the point where it's almost a dead end, and if there's a block, we do a reversal.
Right.
So that would be an about face, that would
Okay.
be you and me looking, and then turning back. Side, and that way. Being careful, because it's getting a little narrow.
Okay.
Harking back to human guide. Longer.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
And just for one time, we'll switch sides.
Okay.
So go ahead and arm, yep, reach her. There. Okay, narrow space. Let's keep going through. Be careful. Human guide. There. Going through again. 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 And we're coming around to where we first started, and we can stop.
Okay.
So are you comfortable with that?
Yes.
So what are the four things that we worked on?
We worked on human guide,
Mm-hmm.
on the about face or reversal,
Right.
switching sides,
Yes.
and then going through a narrow space.
Okay. So the next time we meet, what we'll do is we'll introduce the cane to you,
Okay.
and we'll do some trailing of the walls.
Great.
Okay. And we'll travel a little more with the cane and just get you moving more.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.